All these roles paled in comparison to Lieutenant Bookman on Seinfeld, which is really the only role that matters in your career, as I'm sure you know.
The power of that show and the number of times that these episodes have been shown is just it's astounding. I mean, I can go almost anywhere in the world, and somebody will say, "Oh my God, it's Bookman." It doesn't matter. I mean, in foreign countries, it doesn't matter. I mean, the thing is shown everywhere, and Bookman is. I mean, and I remember the name. This is 91 or 92. We're 15 years beyond. That was episode 22, by the way.
You know that was episode 22?
Oh, yeah. Well, because a lot of critics have picked it as their favorite episode and everything. So there's a lot been made of that. There's a couple books. I mean, it's astounding.
Well,
but they were not a hit then.
No.
They were ranked like in the 70s or the 80s. And it's just so interesting looking back on the incredible success of the show, how panicked they were from week to week that they were going to get the notice from NBC that they were through. They had no idea they were going to be on for a decade.
Now, there are two ways for an actor to take this kind of attention for one particular minor role. They could get very upset that it's being overshadowing everything else they've done, or they can roll with it and find that it's a hoot that they had a role that is known all around the world. How are you taking it?
No, I'm taking it as the latter, not the former. It's a positive thing, and I'm very happy with it. It has allowed me to have an interesting kind of a career. I'm under the radar, basically, as an actor. But I've also had a very, very long career. And I've kind of had easy pickings you might say, in the last 10 years. I've had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of different things. I reached a point 10 or 12 years ago when I didn't have to take everything that was offered in order to make a living. In other words, when I could make some selection and have some, determination over my own life and future. The length of the career, I think part of it is because I'm somewhat under the radar. So if I were 2 degrees above the radar rather than 2 or 3 degrees below the radar, I might not be working anymore. I mean, I might not have the opportunity to work anymore. But I'm not used up. I can ride on the success of the Seinfeld thing, which is great, and it did open a lot of other doors. But my bag is full of a lot of things, you might say. So it has allowed me to keep working.
On the Seinfeld role, whose idea was it for you to talk like Jack Webb?
When my agent called me, she said, there's a really interesting role coming up on Seinfeld. You know Seinfeld. She said, have you ever seen that show? I mean, that's where Seinfeld was then, So she said, there's a thing coming up, where they want kind of a Jack Webb quality. So they started out with that. By the way, I have not auditioned for a role since that audition.
Since Seinfeld?
That's how powerful that was.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it was powerful in terms of career.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You get royalty checks for that?
Unbelievable. You can only imagine what the regulars are getting.
Well, what would something? I mean, that was a very small role in a half an hour show.
Right.
Can you give us an indication? I mean, I think that people would be fascinated if it's not.
I can't. I don't know over the 15 years. I don't know. It would be hard to say, but I would say certainly I've gotten at least $50,000 in residuals, maybe more than that over not less than that, and maybe quite a bit more, maybe 100,000. I don't know.